Scorpio, hi, and welcome to your snapshot reading. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Midheaven, Venus, Jupiter. However, do know we're comprised of all 12 signs, and so there may be other areas in your chart, other houses that may have Scorpio within them that you may need to look into, say Pluto, for instance, or your P of Fortune, your Vertex, your Mars, your Mercury, and the way that you communicate and express ideas and the way that people receive that information that may be important for you, for what you're trying to do creatively or professionally, what have you, romantically as well, and the way that people really are able to understand what it is that you're saying or how you may be misunderstood. So this is really just for anybody that happens to come upon this channel at this time. This is for you. And so I welcome you. I didn't do a snapshot for this past week because I felt ill. The doctors didn't know what happened to me. I didn't even know what happened to me. I just woke up one day and it was bad. My throat was almost closed, okay, completely. So I've been prescribed a lot of medicine that made me nauseous, and so I just took the week off until I could make sure that I was feeling at my best to get back into these videos. So I'm back. And let's go ahead and jump in. Don't want to waste too much of your time here. I'm still doing the what the actual fuck spread. I really enjoy doing the spread, actually. I like saying what the fuck. It's one of my favorite words. So yeah, it gives me an excuse to use profane language. But what you guys have for the overlying theme, the energy that you can be feeling from the 16th through the 22nd, the energy is fluid, so it can come and go at any time. You have the Justice card. I just got done doing Libra's reading. It's so crazy how all of these readings that I have done thus far are so like interconnected. I swear, watch all of them. The Cruise that hounds you guys, though, some issues that may be coming up. This week you have the 10 of Swords. Damn. What's real about the situation? You have the Page of Wands. Don't do that to me, son. Don't do that to me. What's wrong about the situation? You have the Chariot card. All right. Where you need more information, you have the Two of Swords. And then the outcome for you this week, best case scenario, you have the Knight of Swords that came out with the Ace of Cups. Somebody is watching somebody and is trying to come in with an offer, okay? But it's just the fear of being rejected, especially with this 10 of Swords, because I feel like there was a history. I always think about that with like air signs. They're deep into history, especially like Libras and Geminis, really. More so than, well, I would say Aquarius too, but Aquarius is more like otherworldly, extraterrestrial type shit. But anyway, back to this. I feel like you've had a history, or you have a history with someone who is wanting to come back around here, and they will, and they're coming in with like a gentle offer, like a peace offering, you know what I'm saying? If not, at least trying to come back to get closure. Bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups. Now, it's up to you. I can't be the type of person to really make decisions on your life because only you really know what is of your highest good. So really listen to your intuition here. Really balance the scales with this Justice card. Would it be fair to yourself and your heart and your growth and where you are at this stage in your life, on your journey? Where, as far as your development is concerned, just all around, would it be fair to you to allow this person back into your space, okay? Because I feel like anytime that they come in and they seem like they're sweet and they seem like they've changed and they seem like they are just so passionate, you know what I'm saying? And they may be passionate, but it's more so like physical attraction, right? They're only physically attracted to you. It's the Page of Wands. So it's immature energy still. It's not the Queen. It's not the King. You know, it's not any of the other really heavy Martian or fire sign ruling cards. So it's not the Emperor. It's not the Strength card. You know what I'm saying? It's not, it's Temperance. Temperance is what I associate with Sagittarius. But you know what I'm saying? So it's none of those things that are more mature and more evolved here. Every time they come in, it seems like it's going to be different, but then it never turns out to be. So would it be fair to yourself at this point to allow this person back in once you've finally found that state of balance and peace within yourself, and you've already made peace with the separation? If you've already been apart from this person or have broken up with this person, because I feel like for some of you guys, it was an abrupt breakup that has happened, where there wasn't any closure. But if you are really solid, you know what I'm saying, and you are really strong, you understand that you don't necessarily need the external validation for the closure. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily need the sorry, because though it may feel good on a heart space to hear that, it may feed your ego a little bit for somebody to come back and really express how regretful they are and that they should have done better. You know what I'm saying? Because they just treated you so poorly, and then they go into their whole spiel for whatever reason to try to make you feel sympathetic to what they're going through. Sure, the sorry is not going to change what happened. You know what I mean? So is it going to be fair to you? Really weigh the pros and cons of this person in that dynamic. Did you see growth in other areas of your life while you were with that person? Did they really invest in you? Were they fair to you? You know what I'm saying? How did they speak to you? How did they treat your friends? How did they treat your family? How did they treat your potential kid here with this Page of Wands energy? Does your kid like this person that is coming into your life, right? With this Ten of Swords, because this can be the end of a cycle and the start of something new. With this Justice card, Scorpio, this can be speaking to legality. So you may be on your way to getting married if you haven't already gotten married, right? Maybe getting in the process of doing the, getting the marriage certificate. Get a prenup. I will say that. I will suggest that. If nothing else, get a prenup. Because if things weren't to work out, you want to make sure, especially if you already have children, that the separation isn't going to take food from that child's mouth. You know what I'm saying? That you're not going to come out of it. I want to say you want to get out of it unscathed to the best of your ability. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that in that prenup, that at the very least, you are coming into this union and you get to keep in the union or in the separation whatever it was that you came in with, right? If you already had a business before you got into the marriage, that gets to still be yours when you split, right? And whatever that other person may have when they're coming in. If you guys have separate bank accounts, keep them separate going into the marriage, and make that known and make that clear and write that down. Because depending on what state that you live in, what country that you live in, legalities are very different. And so for some states, if you don't have that prenuptial agreement going into marriages, right, and it happens to not work out, then you have to split everything 50-50. With that prenup, you can write it up to where only whatever it is that you guys build together is what's split 50-50. Only whatever bank accounts you guys decide to open up together is what is split 50-50. Again, right? You need to be looking out for the best interest of your child if you have children. A marriage is it's a business partnership. You know what I'm saying? Because you partner with somebody in hopes that you guys can become a power couple and build a dynasty, you know, a legacy, and have businesses, have land, you know what I'm saying? To be able to have kids and just expand the lineage if that's really where your focus is. So you come in it to build, but you have to be smart with who you choose. You know what I'm saying? You have to choose your person, your player wisely here. All right, that is what's coming through. That is what's coming through. If you are not already broken up with this person, separated from this person, and they're trying to come around and make amends, weigh those pros and cons. You know what I'm saying? With everything that's going on in your life before you get married, is now the right time to get married? All right? Why are you trying to rush the marriage? The opinions of other people shouldn't matter. I feel like some of you guys are crippled by that with this Ten of Swords. Because the 10 is Capricorn's house, speaks to worldly responsibilities and duties and honor and stuff like that. You don't want to dishonor your family, especially with this Page of Wands, I feel like there's a kid that's involved. You guys are maybe pregnant, and that's why you're trying to rush the marriage, because you don't want to have a kid out of wedlock, because you don't want to dishonor the family, and the name and the reputation and shit like that. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not about them. This is your life, right? Again, you're making choices that are for your best interest here. All right? And move only on the things that make you comfortable. If you are not comfortable, if something doesn't feel right about it, then don't do it. Okay? It's okay to postpone it as well. Maybe a marriage or a wedding or something has gotten postponed for other reasons. Can be because you got pregnant and you didn't want to walk down the aisle with a belly. It can be because of other familial or personal like situations. It could be because the weather was poor, so you had to reschedule for another day, and now that means that you might lose 10 people out of the wedding party, but that doesn't mean that it's still not going to be a great wedding. It's not going to be a great day. You know what I'm saying? You still have to make the best out of the situation. Do what you can. Those that will be there are truly meant to be there and will support you, and y'all will have a good time. All right? If it has to be postponed, then so be it. That's okay. I feel like some of the ideas surrounding marriage and the process of getting married is just really overwhelming and stressing some of you guys out. You don't know what to think. You don't know who to pick for a venue. You don't know what type of food you want that's going to really satisfy everybody. Again, going back to that honor, because you want everybody, again, to have such a great time. So I feel like you guys, what's wrong about the situation is you're not harnessing your energy. You're like everywhere right now. Right? It's affecting your mood. You're very erratic is what I'm hearing with this Chariot energy. Is making you erratic. So just put it down. Put it down. If you're not getting married tomorrow, you're not getting married in a week, it's still like 10 months away, just put it down. It's all right. Just give it a minute. Get back in touch with you and your partner, and get back in touch with the reason and your why for getting married. Okay? And then go from there. Because with the Wands energy, it can be like fire energy. So you can be marrying or being in a relationship attached to a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and there's that air of extravagance that all fire signs have. It doesn't have to be an extravagant wedding. Or if they're into extravagance, then shit. Again, going back to, okay, you can have whatever it is that you want, but at the same time, they gonna have to step up and really do their part to make that happen as well, right? They can't put it all on you, vice versa. Whoever this is I'm speaking to, I feel like this is a specific reading. Good God. Where you need more information, you have the Two of Swords. So again, it's like that cognitive dissonance. It's information overload. You're doing too much research. You're staying up way too late past your bedtime trying to figure out like the style of dress that you even want to wear, how many guests you're going to actually be able to have at your wedding, and the cost of everything. Like, just chill out. One thing at a time, okay? Because you're overloading yourself. Focus on one thing at a time. What's important to have, what you need right now to focus on is the venue. Get that together, and then do the catering. Okay, and that would be the next step, and try to figure out if when you have people RSVP, if in order to make some of that money back, if they have to pay a certain percentage to be at the wedding, you know what I'm saying? Especially if they're going to bring a +1. Okay, that's a lot of mouths to feed, and especially if you guys don't have like help from family and friends, right? You guys weren't born with silver spoons in your mouths. You didn't have a copious amount of money going into this situation, then you have to figure out and smartly look into how you're going to be able to make some of that money back. So that would be something that you would consider, but those would be the next steps. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be looking at the dress and the cost of the dress right now if you don't even have a venue. And wedding venues book very quickly. There are some that are booked out maybe until 2021, 2022. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's important first. Locking that down, having a specific date down first, and then go from there. All right, but give yourself enough time in between each step that you take to really enjoy the process as well, so that you're able to be present and have fun with it. It shouldn't be something that becomes a chore or becomes a pain, is what I'm hearing. This is like a once in a lifetime experience for those that are getting married. It's a marriage. It has to be. It's a marriage, or it's a reconciliation of sorts. That's just what the fuck it is. If you're not already divorced, that's just what's coming through here. But again, when I went to the postponement that came through, second, the Two of Swords speaks to the second house, which is all about material possessions. Okay, so your finances. It can also speak to family and friends as well, and what happens there. So you need to be a little bit more realistic about where you are financially. So maybe even before the venue, you need to have a budget, but you need to have enough discipline with all these swords that are here to stick to the budget and to stick to the plan. Don't veer off too far, because especially with the energy that we're in right now, a lot of people are on the verge of overspending and just, again, overdoing it with that extravagance. So just be very careful. Stick to the budget, stick to the plan, look at your finances. You know what I'm saying? You have it today, but you have to have that buffer as well for a rainy day in case some hiccups come about, or you miscalculated how much something would cost that you actually need to have. So just be very careful with that, with this Two of Swords energy. But we end with the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Cups. All right, just look forward to the love, look forward to all the good things. Understand that good things are coming in. Understand that this is a good moment. Understand that you need to revel in it, right? You are here, you made it, you are happy. You should be. If you're not, get out of the situation. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put yourself in a prison that you can't get out of. A marriage is expensive. Marriage is expensive. Don't get married just to have the title of it, right? With the Swords energy. Don't get married just for the egoic nature of it because you were chosen. Don't be in a relationship if this is nothing about a marriage yet. Don't get in a committed relationship with somebody that is not going to reciprocate and match your energy and really match your dedication and your passion for the purpose, for the person, okay? And really show you with their actions that they care about you. Don't involve yourself with somebody that's not going to meet you halfway, okay? Just to say that you have somebody. You have enough confidence to stand alone and be by yourself if need be, right? Keep putting that love into yourself. Some of you guys are so obsessed with the waiting period, or so annoyed with it, with the Page of Wands energy. It's like aggravating you at this point in your life. You feel like you should have a lot more together with the Justice card energy that's coming through in matters of the heart and being in a relationship, especially if you've been single for a while. But I mean, as an example, you go to a restaurant, okay, and you sit down. You go into the restaurant because the expectation is that you're going to be served, right? You're going to have a server and a chef and somebody prepare a meal for you and bring it out to you. You know going into the restaurant that you're going to eat, okay, should you choose. But in this situation, you're going to the restaurant to get some food. So when you sit down, or when you are in that restaurant and they say there's a wait time of about 40 minutes, that gives you a sense of ease. It's like people don't mind waiting so long as they know how long they're waiting for. But in matters of the heart, that's not something that you can guarantee. I can't sit here and say somebody's coming in tomorrow, because that person, I mean, somebody can come in tomorrow that you meet tomorrow that you have an interest in, right? And that you have that love at first sight type of interest in an expression for, but that person might not be good for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of attitude that you have to have in your waiting period, okay? The food is coming. The love is coming. You have to consistently hold that vibration and be open enough for love to come in and be able to receive and accept love, but to be able to have that gift of discernment to know who means well by you and who doesn't, right? Who only has that interest and not that commitment for you. So you have to understand that with matters of the heart, okay? Don't go in with that attitude of like, oh my God, it's taking so long, so when it comes, I don't even want it anymore. That's where I was gonna go with that example. You go into the restaurant and you sit down and you place your order, okay, and it goes, and it takes a while. But what are you doing in the meantime while you're waiting, right? Your attitude of gratitude matters. And the behaviors that you are, I don't wanna always say express, but the behaviors that you are expressing really test your character and really show who you are, right, on a character level, and how you would even be able to handle the love, how much you would be able to appreciate that dish, you know what I'm saying, once it comes. What are you doing in the meantime? Chat with a person if you're with somebody else. If you're by yourself, really just take in the scenery, be able to live in the moment, you know what I'm saying? Be able to have patience, okay? And that's just that. Whether it takes 10 minutes for the food to come out, whether it takes an hour for the food to come out, whether it takes 10 minutes, 10 months, 10 years for that relationship to come in, just know that it's going to come in, and it's going to be oh so delicious when it does. You know what I'm saying? Stop focusing on the lack or the absence of, because that's only going to make you more miserable and cause you a greater sense of suffering because you don't yet have whatever it is that you so desire with this Page of Wands energy. All right? Just always stay in that mindset of like what it feels like, what it looks like, what it tastes like. Ew, nasty. But you know what I'm saying? Like, get into that habit of like when you start to feel like, oh, you don't have love. Love is around you at all times. It may not be romantically if that's what it is that you want, but all the love that you have given out into this universe, it is around you and it comes back to you tenfold. Should you be aware enough and conscious enough and appreciative enough to see it in the way that it is coming in for you in this moment, because this is exactly where you need to be, right? But that relationship is going to be everything, you know? They're going to be passionate. They're going to be supportive. They're going to be attentive. They're going to be a balancer for you. They're going to be a provider. They're going to be a protector. You know what I'm saying? You feel safe. You feel safe enough to bear all and be vulnerable, and you guys being able to share great moments of intimacy and have tantric sex, and it is delicious, you know what I'm saying? And they are family oriented, and you guys come from healthy families, you know what I'm saying? And everybody loves and shows that appreciation for one another. You guys spend holidays together. There is no sense of separation, you know what I'm saying? You have to speak life over the situation, even in the midst of not having it at the very moment that you want it. But understand that it's going to be so good when you get it, okay? And just involve yourself with other things. Preoccupy your mind, but in a healthy manner. That's what's coming through with all of this energy here, all right? If you have the opportunity to be around kids, just understand that, like, and understand and take on their innocent and naive nature. You know what I mean? And their softness and their gentleness. They don't have a worry. They know that they're going to be provided for. Know that the universe is going to provide for you. When that steak comes out, it's going to be so juicy, medium, just how you like it. You know what I'm saying? The juice is dripping from your chin. It is the most succulent thing that you have ever put into your mouth, right? This is the most precious love, the most depth, the most deepest love that you could have ever experienced, right? It supersedes all expectations you could ever have, because you just release any control that you have over it in the way that it's supposed to look and the time that it's supposed to come in for you, okay? And you just let the universe work on your behalf. And they do an exceptional job every time when you relinquish that control and you surrender to it. So that's what's coming through for you guys, all right? Right now, you guys have the longest video, but hopefully you hear what it is that I have to say. This touches home, all right? We are evolving in the midst of. Continue to have that faith and continue to work on your spirituality and your beliefs and your belief systems in the meantime, right? Your constructs, and how you contextualize things, right? How you define things, and again, relinquish your sense of control over situations. All right. If this video resonated, give me a thumbs up, share this with your friends and family, subscribe for more. As well, book a reading with me should you wish to. You need to go a little bit deeper and get more clarification about what's going on. I am here for you, but if you don't, and I don't hear from you in the comment section below, then just do take care of yourself and your soul until you hear from me again. All right, ciao.